Psychology of popular culture, exploring the hidden themes in your favorite stories. Have you ever felt like a movie or show was speaking directly to your soul? Ever finished an episode and thought, wow, that hit too close to home? What if I told you that popular culture, from movies to series, is packed with psychological themes that speak to our deepest fears, desires, and even our identities? Let's take a journey through some iconic examples to uncover how these stories affect us more than we realize. Entertainment may seem like an escape, but it often reflects our own psychology. The themes it explores resonate with us in profound, sometimes uncomfortable ways. So, what are these stories really trying to tell us? Something related to identity and memory, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Let's start with a classic exploration of memory and heartbreak in Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. Why does this story about erasing memories feel so unforgettable? In Eternal Sunshine, the characters undergo a procedure to erase memories of a failed relationship. Psychologically, this touches on something deep within us, the desire to escape pain. But it also brings up questions about identity. Psychologists say our memories shape who we are. By erasing them, the characters risk losing parts of themselves. It's fascinating, right? Every memory, even the painful ones, plays a role in crafting our identity, much like a sculptor chipping away at marble. But let's be honest, would you really want to erase all your exes? Maybe just the one who never texted back? Thought so. But here's the twist: as much as we think we'd like to forget, memories serve a purpose, which ties directly into our next theme. Next up is social expectations and control, The Truman Show from Forgotten Memories. Let's look at something even more bizarre. What if every part of your life was a performance, and you were the only one who didn't know it? Welcome to The Truman Show. The Truman Show is about a man who discovers his entire life is a reality TV show. On a psychological level, it taps into the concept of social control, how society shapes our decisions without us realizing it. Psychologists have long discussed how social expectations mold us, making us act, speak, and even think in ways that align with society's scripts. Truman's journey to break free from these expectations speaks to our own subconscious desire to live authentically, outside the role we've been given. After watching this, have you ever wondered if your life is a reality show? Quick wave to the imaginary cameras just in case. But why do we feel the need to break out of social scripts? That question brings us to our next example, where control goes one step further. Now let's discuss Game of Thrones. Let's shift from the social scripts of daily life to the extreme power plays in Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is a tale of kingdoms and power struggles, but it's also a fascinating look into how power can corrupt. Psychological theories on power suggest that having authority can change one's personality and moral compass. As we see characters like Daenerys transform from liberator to tyrant, we're reminded that power has the potential to bring out both the best and worst in people. In psychology, this is linked to what's called the dark triad: narcissism, Machiavellianism, and psychopathy. Once these traits are unleashed, they're hard to contain. And let's be real, how many of us would resist the urge to claim the Iron Throne if we had the chance? Exactly, none. But here's where it gets even more intense. What does this say about us as viewers, rooting for these power-hungry characters? That brings us to a more relatable setting. Something about anxiety and identity, Fleabag from the grand scale of kingdoms. Let's zoom into the personal, messy life of Fleabag. Fleabag gives us a raw, unfiltered look at a woman grappling with guilt, grief, and her own identity. Breaking the fourth wall, Fleabag invites us directly into her mind. This approach mimics what psychologists call self-talk, the inner dialogue we all have. But more than that, Fleabag's journey speaks to anyone who's felt unsure, lonely, or misunderstood. Psychologically, the show delves into themes of self-acceptance and vulnerability, as Fleabag's character growth ultimately mirrors the therapeutic journey many people go through. Ever catch yourself talking to an imaginary audience when life gets dramatic? Thanks, Fleabag, for making that feel slightly less weird. So, what does it mean when we relate to these complex, flawed characters? Our final example dives into the ultimate question. Last but not the least, the search for purpose. So let's round things off with a story that speaks to everyone, Pixar's Soul, where a musician discovers the meaning of life after nearly losing it. Soul is a profound look at purpose and fulfillment. Psychologists have long studied what they call existential fulfillment, finding meaning in life beyond just accomplishments. Soul challenges the idea that our purpose has to be grand or tied to success. Instead, it shows how life's small, ordinary moments are meaningful, a message that resonates with anyone feeling pressured to make it big. Be honest, did it make you rethink your entire life, or just the last time you complained about Mondays? And there you have it, stories that entertain, yes, but also hold up a mirror to our own psychology. Each one leaves us a little more aware, a little more thoughtful. Maybe even a little more alive. Popular culture has a way of sneaking deep truths into our hearts, using psychology to make us laugh, cry, and reflect. If you've enjoyed exploring these themes with me, there's even more to uncover about psychology in everyday life. Curious to see how psychology myths get debunked? Check out the video on the end screen, and let's keep the exploration going.